Hi, it's Jane Fendelman. I thought I would do a video on my counseling license since that seems to be a topic some people are really interested in. To me, it's not that interesting. But, okay, so 25 years ago, I got a master's degree in counseling and became a psychotherapist. I was a psychotherapist for 10 years, a decade. I developed all of my own tools and techniques. I did a lot of TV and radio counseling. My practice got really big. And then in 2005, I got breast cancer. And there's another video online out and about that talks about, well, you can see clips. If you search Jane Fendelman, Jane Doe Breast Fest, you will see a really amazing clip from my cancer treatment and clips from my documentary. Yeah, hopefully they're very inspiring to you. So in 2005, while I was going through a year of lumpectomies, chemo, and radiation, the laws were changing and policies were changing on what you need to call yourself a psychotherapist. That you needed to get an additional licensure, and you had to take these other classes and sit for supervision hours and 500 hours of supervision for a lesser license, and then something like 2,000 hours where you had to pay a supervisor and they had to watch you. You had to have supervision hours. And I missed being grandfathered in to my licensure by, I think, about 2 months. I missed just getting grandfathered in because counselors who got their degree before me were grandfathered in and were not required and could still call themselves a psychotherapist. I didn't care about the licensure. I've never cared about diagnosing people, labeling them, and telling them what's wrong with them, and then trying to fix them. I've never worked that way as a counselor. And I was never interested in doing insurance billing. Those counselors that do insurance billing, they have a lot more paperwork. They have about 50 times more paperwork than I do, and they earn less money. So they work more hours, they have more paperwork, and they earn less. So I didn't care and didn't need a license. I just stopped calling myself a psychotherapist and continued on. I already had all my own tools and techniques by then, after a decade of counseling. So I didn't need it. So the first time I was on TV after my cancer treatment, I told the producer, who knew me, to tell the guy who operates the board, when you put the little banner across the bottom of the TV screen, you can't put psychotherapist anymore. You can only put counselor. Don't put psychotherapist. So they had known me for so long as a psychotherapist that, of course, the guy who was doing that thing forgot or didn't know. Maybe the job got handed off to someone else, and it called me a psychotherapist. And some doctor who used to hate me back then because I used to talk about how I could cure ADHD without drugs, and that it was not a real disorder, and that it was just an adaptive response to a society that was stuck on the hamster wheel. That doctor reported me to the Arizona Board of Behavioral Health Examiners, who hauled me in for an inquisition and accused me of practicing psychotherapy without a license. So I explained to them what I was doing. They made me sign a thing saying that I would not practice psychotherapy anymore. I said, okay, because I wasn't doing it even when I was a psychotherapist. I wasn't labeling and judging people and naming them broken and wrong and let's give you drugs to fix you. Yeah, I wasn't doing that. So then I continued on with my happy life, and I eventually became friends with the people at the Arizona Board of Behavioral Health Examiners because I wanted to get to know them and I wanted to actually tell them, here is what I am doing. So I have a very strong counseling practice. I do individual couples and child family therapy. I work with all issues from basic stress all the way to severe childhood trauma, including physical, mental, emotional, and sexual abuse. And I'm up for a grant for my healing trauma technique. It is a brief therapy technique for healing childhood trauma in 10 minutes. For most people, it does work in 10 minutes. Some people have to listen to it a few times over, but it is only a 10-minute process to heal your childhood trauma without re-traumatizing you. So it's very profound, and I can't wait to get my grant and share it with the world. So that is the deal on my license. I don't have one, and I don't need one because I'm not a psychotherapist. I'm a counselor. Okay?
I'm not sure.
My Alexa thought I was talking to her. Okay, so I hope you guys are having an amazing day. And if you ever need me, I'm here for you. Oh, and don't forget, we have a Wednesday night study group every first and third Wednesday of each month. Fantastic people, amazing topics. We cover the ancient Hermetic teachings, ageless wisdoms, Joe Dispenza, Kabbalah, Tanya, Tantra, everything, Course in Miracles, everything that I've ever learned over the years. I've now been through PSI training, landmark training, and used to be on staff and was a co-facilitator with Mark Lewis at Omega Vector. Omega Vector was developed by George Adair, who's now dead. So, okay, I hope you guys are having a wonderful day, and I love you. Mwah.